Greetings! Today on my Focus RS I'm installing the Black Series upper engine mount insert from Powerflex. Here we are then, the Powerflex upper engine mount insert, and specifically the Black Series version. As you can see, it is black, as opposed to the traditional Powerflex colors of purple and yellow. The Black Series being the higher performance, the ultimate in performance in the polyurethane bushes that Powerflex provides. And of course, you can get the regular Powerflex versions, which are indeed colored, and they will do a good job and a good improvement. In this case, I just went for the Black Series just to get the ultimate in performance, very simply. As the name suggests, it is an insert to the existing engine mount. It doesn't replace anything. We simply slot this in, it will give us the upgrade, it will give us a lot less compliance in the bushing, which in this case means a lot less engine movement. So the stock setup, the rubber bushings in the mounts are very soft, very squishy rubber, so the engine can like move back and forth under load, and that's what we're going to dial out with this. So because this is an insert to the existing mount as opposed to replacing the entire mount, this costs a lot less than buying an entire replacement mount, so that is pretty awesome as well. So without further ado, let's get the installation started. The first part of that being getting the car raised up in the air and removing the under tray. Alright then, got the car up on the ramp and I have the under tray removed. Now before we actually get to the installation, which is going to take part over in this area right here, we need to use our jack. Now we're not using the jack to jack anything up. Essentially what we're doing is we're putting the jack underneath here with this random piece of wood, which is going to go across the oil pan and just spread the load of the jack. And then I'm just going to jack it up to the point where it's resting on the oil pan, not like trying to lift it up off of the ramps or anything, literally just supporting the bottom end of the engine with the jack. And then later on we may need to just modulate that a little bit just to move the engine to get our bolts to all line up. So yes, just rolling this under here, jacking it up very gently, resting it on the oil pan with this bit of wood to spread the load. So you can see there, we're just resting on there, still on the ramps of course, so providing just that support from underneath. Okay, in the engine bay then, right here, this is our stock mount, and it encompasses obviously this part, which is bolted down onto the side of the engine, but also this big sort of metal arc bit that goes right over the top of that and then bolts down either side. So in order to do this install, we need to obviously get access to this, which it currently is kind of obscured. So the first thing we need to do is we need to lift up our expansion tank, and that is just clipped into the side with a couple of these here clips. So you see this like blue metal tab thing, just like slides over that. So there's one here and there's one around the back. So essentially what we need to do is just get a grip on that and pull it upwards, and then we can move that out of the way. So now we have good access to the mount, and you can kind of see that it's like obscured by like the AC line down here. And if I just grab the main part of our insert, which would go like that, you can kind of see that we obviously can't do it just like as it is sitting here, so we are going to have to start unbolting. It might be possible just to undo the two bolts at the side and then maybe raise this up a little with our jack and then get it in without removing the three nuts securing the mount to the engine, but it might actually be easier just to entirely remove the mount, put the inserts in and then put the mount back in. Alright then, removing the bolts either side of the mount. So I've got a 3/8 ratchet with a reasonably sized extension and a 15mm socket. But before I go on to using that, the bolts are pretty highly torqued in there, and you might not have enough force with just a small 3/8 ratchet. So what I've got here is I've got a breaker bar, big long one, with an extension, and then a 15mm, which just happens to be a deep socket as well for a little bit of extra extension. Okay, yeah, then at this point you can use the jack to raise it up and try and get enough space, but I think I might just take it all the way out just to have the most easy access to all sides of the mount to get our new Black Series Powerflex bushes in place. Those 3 nuts then are what need to be removed, and those require an 18mm, and because of the studs sticking up you will need deep sockets. So I just gave the jack a wee bit of a pump because I could see that the engine was sagging ever so slightly once I removed that last nut. That sort of brings it back up, evens it out, and makes it very nice and easy and loose to get this out. Alright then, in the garage, having removed the mount entirely, you can see quite easily just how much space there is around the actual bushing here. So it's like a steel middle section with then rubber here, rubber down here, which is kind of like floating, and you can sort of even see in the middle, like it's really squishy. That is why it is so compliant and allows so much engine movement, which of course we are going to now plug all of this gappage with our new Powerflex Black Series polyurethane bushing inserts. Okay then, as far as getting our insert into the mount, I mean, it kind of can only really go in one way if you look at all these various contours. For example, these 2 things, they kind of line up with bits on top of the rubber bits that are in the stock mount already. So essentially, it's just a case of getting it all nicely lined up and then getting it sort of pushed in. Now it's obviously going to be a tight fit. That is part of the design. It's meant to be tight and sort of uncompliant. So there will be a certain amount of pushing and squeezing to get it in there. Now Powerflex do say that if you want to, you can use, well, they suggest washing up liquid to kind of like lubricate it if you want to, but if I'm having a bit of difficulty, I'm going to use some of this here. This is high performance bushing lubricant, which is actually from White Line Performance. It's a molybdenum based lubricant specifically for this type of job. So yeah, I'll give it a go just with what's on the insert already, but I think yeah, it might need a little bit of lube. Alright, getting that in was pretty tough. The lube was definitely a good idea. So you can see getting it the last little bit is proving to be quite tough. So what I've got here in my setup is I've got a bunch of these Irwin quick grips, just sort of pushing it and holding it in place, because what we need the insert to be in far enough such that we can get access to these holes, which is what these end pieces then, you know, click into. And then once we have them clicked in, then that will hold it. But if I didn't have the grips at the minute, it would sort of pull itself out just that wee bit too far, where I wouldn't be able to get this in place. We've got 2 little bally bits that go through the 2 holes. So there's one there and there's one just underneath where that grip is. Either side can only go in one way. One is horizontal, one is vertical. So yes, once we get these clicked in either side, we'll be ready to get the mount back into the car. Here we are then, finally got those end pieces on. These end pieces that like lock into our main insert, what Powerflex calls locking tabs, and indeed they were pretty tough to get on there. The bits on these that go through the holes are really quite chunky and quite difficult to go through, and then they were just sort of like bending all the time before they would actually just pop in, which was quite tough. So I don't know how much you saw in the footage there, but essentially what I had to do was use some needle nose pliers and like grab onto like the middle of this to like stop it from bending, but also then to like manipulate it as well. And then I used another little set of like pliers just to put behind it and support it as I pushed through the other end, because otherwise this little tab, or indeed this little tab of the insert, was also bending. So yeah, it's just a case of, you know, trying to hold it all together using these quick grips, which I was also kind of using to like squeeze and make sure that the insert was all the way in, and then just using whatever you need and whatever you have at your disposal just to manipulate those little tab things in there. But as you can see, they are in, and so there we are ready to go back to the car. Okay, back in the car, everything's lining up pretty nicely, although you can see that my studs are a little bit low here, so I do just need to use the jack just to push that up ever so slightly so that I can start to get thread engagement and then get those nuts tightened back on there, and of course get the bolts in here. And when I'm putting these things on and tightening up, I am going to put a little bit of thread locker on there, just medium strength blue stuff. So yeah, let's get this jacked up and get these threads through there. There we go, that was nice and easy. So these nuts that go on here are like nylock nuts, so just a wee bit of the Loctite will just renew that locking. Just obviously we've had them off, so they might not be quite as effective just as they were. So at this point then, I will just get a bit of tightening done on these, just until, not sure how easy you can see, the two surfaces meet. Alright, with our 3 nuts hand tight, you can just see that we are nicely aligned with our holes, so we can get our 2 big bolts in. So something very, very similar, just a little bit of blue thread locker and then hand tighten, and then I will grab the torque wrench. Okay, got the torque wrench then. So the 2 big ones that go into the chassis of the car, we are going to do those to 90 Newton meters. And these I'm going to torque to 60 Newton meters. Grab the extension there, make it easier. That is technically our engine mount, and therefore our upgrade fully installed. All that's left to do is to get our expansion tank and put that back in place, and then once we do that, we will be installation complete. So with that installed, you know, you can hardly even tell that there's an upgrade there, primarily because it's black. I mean, if you get the regular Powerflex version, it'll be a bit more brightly colored, so maybe that's important to you if you're just going for like engine bay aesthetics as well as a bit of an improvement. But yeah, I mean, obviously I know it's there. You've got a Powerflex logo here at the side, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty sort of OEM plus, I would say, and that's quite important to some people. So that's everything done in the engine bay. All I have to do is put the under tray back on on, but I won't bother showing you that because it's pretty mundane. But otherwise, that is the installation finished of the new Powerflex Black Series engine mount insert, and I think the installation was very easy. In fact, it was probably a bit less hassle than I had expected, although there are some fiddly bits, like getting those little like locking tab things in place is a little bit tough, primarily because they kind of bend a lot. Eventually, of course, working out that using a couple of sets of pliers to manipulate and to hold it in place, you know, it is what it is, and I highly recommend that setup for getting it done. So now I just need to wait for the thread locker to set and then go out and enjoy this new upgrade. So I will leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.